You think strength is about how much pain you can take, how long you can hold on before breaking, how well you can hide your suffering behind a calm face. But that's not strength. That's survival. And survival is what we do when we're afraid of falling apart. Real strength, the kind the Stoics spoke of, isn't about being unshaken by the world. It's about being honest enough to face it and still choose to act with clarity, courage, and purpose. The illusion of strength. We've been taught to equate strength with control. Control over our emotions, control over our image, control over outcomes. But what happens when life refuses to be controlled? When things fall apart no matter how hard you hold them together? That's when most people start to crack. Because what they called strength was never strength. It was fear in disguise. Fear of being vulnerable. Fear of being seen as weak. Fear of not being enough. Nietzsche once wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." And yet most of us live without a why. We chase validation, money, status, empty things that vanish the moment life tests us. When those illusions fade, we're left exposed. And that exposure feels like weakness. But maybe that's where true strength begins, in the nakedness of having nothing left to prove. The Stoic understanding of power. The Stoics, Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, understood something we've forgotten, that strength doesn't come from domination, but from discipline, from mastering the only thing you ever truly own, your mind. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, ruled an empire in chaos. Plagues, wars, betrayal, everything around him was crumbling. And yet, he wrote in his private journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about that. He wasn't talking about stoic detachment as cold indifference. He was talking about radical ownership. The courage to meet life exactly as it is, not as you wish it to be. Most people spend their entire lives reacting to emotions, to circumstances, to other people's opinions. But the Stoic seeks to respond, not out of fear, not out of pride, but out of wisdom. That's the difference between strength and mere resistance. Resistance fights what is. Strength accepts what is and acts anyway. The mirror test. Ask yourself, when was the last time you were truly still? No distractions, no noise, just you and your thoughts. Did you like what you found there? That's the real test of strength. Not how long you can endure chaos, but how long you can sit in silence without running from yourself. Plato believed that the soul of man is like a charioteer steering two horses, one driven by reason, the other by desire. Most people let the wild horse of desire drag them wherever it pleases, chasing pleasure, escaping discomfort, living in reaction. But strength, true inner strength, is the ability to hold the reins, to steer toward what is right, even when every part of you is begging for ease. That's not glamorous. It doesn't get applause, but it's the kind of quiet strength that shapes destinies. When the world tests you, life will break you, not once, not twice, but over and over again. It will take from you the things you thought you couldn't live without. It will humiliate your plans, mock your certainty, and expose your fragility. And when it does, you'll have two choices: to become bitter or to become better. Seneca wrote, "Fire tests gold. Adversity tests the brave." Every hardship you face is a forge. You can either melt in it or let it shape you into something unbreakable. The Stoics didn't preach strength as indifference. They preached resilience with purpose. They believe that suffering, when faced consciously, refines the soul, that pain, properly understood, can be a teacher. But most of us rush to escape pain before we can learn from it. We numb, distract, deny. We build walls so high that nothing can hurt us, and in doing so, we trap ourselves inside. The hidden strength in vulnerability. What if strength isn't about suppression, but surrender? Not surrender to weakness, but surrender to truth. To say, yes, I am afraid. Yes, I am uncertain. Yes, I am human. Because only in accepting your humanity do you gain power over it. Machiavelli once observed that the most dangerous men are those who understand both mercy and cruelty, who are strong enough to choose when to be soft. The Stoic is not cold-hearted. He feels deeply, but he refuses to be enslaved by feeling. He is not without fear. He simply refuses to bow to it. Vulnerability, then, isn't the opposite of strength. It's the foundation of it. The modern misunderstanding. Today, we've twisted the idea of strength into something performative. We think it's about confidence, dominance, grind-set mentality, as if power is measured by how much noise you make. But the Stoics would laugh at that, because the loudest person in the room is usually the most fragile. They depend on attention to feel alive. True strength doesn't need to shout. It's silent, patient, disciplined. It's the quiet confidence of someone who knows that no matter what happens, they can meet it with reason and integrity. That's why Marcus Aurelius didn't seek fame, Epictetus didn't seek wealth, and Seneca didn't cling to status. They sought peace within themselves and found power there. The strength to let go. Letting go is perhaps the hardest form of strength. Letting go of what you can't control. Letting go of people who no longer walk your path. Letting go of the need to always win. It's easy to fight. It's harder to release. But as the Stoics knew, the more tightly you grasp the world, the more it slips through your fingers. Only when you release your grip do you realize you were never in control anyway. And strangely enough, that realization doesn't weaken you. It frees you. The quiet warrior within. There's a kind of warrior who doesn't fight battles with swords or words. They fight battles within, every morning, every hour, every breath. The battle against anger, against despair, against the pull of apathy. They fall, but they rise again, not because they want to look strong, but because they know life demands it. That's the kind of strength Marcus Aurelius meant when he wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Strength is not a feeling. It's a decision made over and over again, especially when it's hardest. The final reflection. So what is true strength? It's not about conquering others. It's about conquering yourself. It's not about suppressing emotion. It's about mastering response. It's not about appearing unbreakable. It's about understanding that even when you break, you can rebuild with wisdom.